Hello everyone, it's Melanie here with Vintage Hill Studio and welcome to my channel today. I'll be making a scary spinner spider. And don't you think that Halloween kind of gets skipped over sometimes? I do, but I love making Halloween cards. So let's jump right into it. I've got this cute little die set here. It's from Michaels, and I'm going to be making a window in the front of my card using that spider web and the spider. So my card base is 4 by 5.5. My mat is 3 3/4 by 5 1/4, and I will use a 2 1/4 inch square die to create a window in the front of my card. So the first thing I need to do is get this mat adhered down, and I'm going to be very generous with the glue up where the window will be cut through. I want to make sure that really adheres to my card front well, so that when I cut through my window I don't have any loose edges. Okay, and then I'm going to bring over my Sizzix Big Shot machine, and you want to open your card up before cutting your window in the front card panel. So let's get that run through to create our window. Goes very quickly here, and I'll save that little scrap of green paper for another project. There is our window for the front of our card. So moving right along, the next thing I want to do is create a frame out of this purple paper. And to do that, I will take that same 2 1/4 inch square, and then the bigger nested size, the 2 1/2 inch square, and I will nest one inside the other and use a little bit of washi tape to make sure those don't move on me when I run them through my die cutting machine. And this will create the frame that will go around that window that we created there on the front of our card. I think the purple and green lend itself well for a little Halloween card. Next, I will be moving on to die cutting the little spider and the spider web. Y'all, this die set is just adorable. It has so many cute dies in it. I just love it. Okay, so there's our spider web and our spider. And then I want to make sure that I cut 2 spiders. So when I get through with this, I'll get on to cutting that next spider. Okay, you need 2 spiders because this creates the sandwich for your spinner element. So let's get our second spider cut out very quickly. Okay, now we're ready to move on with assembling this. So this is some invisible thread, and this is no joke. I hope that you can see this against the black, but I had a very hard time seeing this while I was making my card, and I've worked with this many times, but it is truly invisible. This is what's going to give our little spider the illusion of hanging in the window. So I want to get my spider web put onto my frame, and you'll notice I'm only going around the 2 long edges here. I do not want to put any glue in the center of my spider web. All right. And when that's all done, I am going to go ahead and get that invisible thread put on the back of that window frame. I use a little bit of this red score tape to really secure that invisible thread. You want that thread to be very taut from top to bottom. That's what creates your spinner element, and you don't want it to slip as people wind up the little spider. Or if you don't want to use it as a spinner, that's okay too. Your spider will just look suspended in your window. So however you wish to use this, just make sure you get that thread very taut from top to bottom. All right, now I am just using a little extra piece of this score tape. I'm not going to peel off the backing in this project. I'm just going to use it as is, just for the extra security of getting that thread really adhered to the back of this frame. And then I'll take a little liquid glue and get this put down on the front of my card. And once you have your string all done, your thread there, then all you need to do is add your little spiders. And now you'll understand why I cut 2 spiders, because it will actually sandwich that thread. So here we go. I'm using a little pair of reverse tweezers, and I'll get my first spider put down. I opened my card because it was easier for me to work this way on getting the first spider down. And then I'll take that second spider and just sandwich that thread right in between both bodies. There we go. Now our spider seems to be just hanging from the web. All right, now for the front of my card, I'm using this Trick or Treat stamp, and I found this Stamp-a-majig at a garage sale. So it's got this little Stamp-a-majig tool plus this little clear sheet. I don't think it's really acetate, it's a little stronger than that. And you simply put that in the corner, and then you can move this around to see where you want to place your stamp on your card. So in this case, I couldn't use my stamping platforms because this is a rubber stamp that is on, the wood base. And of course that doesn't work with the stamping platform, but it works beautifully with the Stamp-a-majig. So once I have that where I want it, I'll bring the Stamp-a-majig back over, nestle that up into the corner of the Stamp-a-majig, and then I'll ink my stamp just for good measure, because you only have one shot at this since it's right on your card. And I will put that up in the corner of that tool, press down, and voila! There is the stamp on the front of my card. Isn't that a cool little tool? So there you go, and you just simply clean off that little clear sheet so you can use it for another stamp next time. So the last element I want to add to the front of my card are these little gemstones. Now here is a find. This rhinestone pencil. I found this at a Great American Scrapbooking Convention, and it works great. So it has a little waxy tip to it, and it very easily picks up gemstones and releases them, so you're not fighting with it. I've had a little trouble with other tools that pick up the gemstones of actually releasing it. So you either have to use your fingernail or a pair of tweezers or something to get it off of that. But this little rhinestone pencil, look at this. I mean, it works like a charm. Again, picking up and easily releasing. So there's my finished card. I hope you enjoyed this video today and that you will come back and visit me sometime. Here is the wind up for that. If you want to do the spinner, just spin your little spider around when you close the card and the recipient opens it. It spins. What fun. Thank you so much for dropping by. Thank you to all my subscribers. I'm glad you came back to visit me today. And if you're new to the channel, please feel free to become a new subscriber so you get notifications about my weekly videos. Happy crafting, everyone!